going on, everybody? What is up? What is up? As
What's happening?
always, the Bearded Bricks crew is here. We have Mr. Caden. Always will be here. Always welcome. If you don't follow him yet, you're doing wrong. If you don't know who he is, you're already doing wrong. He's the guy
Playing the role of Drew.
he builds slopes, and that's it. That's all he does.
Hey, I'm not building slopes this year, man. I'm building vertical.
Sloped vertical.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's least it's like a. You really are doing good with angles. We'll say that the angles, the geometry classes helped.
Yeah, I mean, ironically enough, I think geometry was like the only math in high school that I passed, like confidently. But with hacksaw, I'm doing it. So like obviously you're familiar with Mount Yeh, so like all of that was just straight vertical slopes and then the nets. So this I'm planning to do with well, you can almost kind of see it behind me, but panels like snot panels, and then just building kind of greebled like natural rock formations onto that. So
you went from like a 45-degree to a 90-degree.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I'm going to use some slopes, but I will have a plethora of slopes unused, just off the basis of like, I mean, I've got bins and bins of slopes, and we'll use maybe 200 for the entire face. So
I've been doing something that I will say on here for everybody who watches or anybody that like cares, whatever, blah blah blah. I have laid off. I have not done a single Lego video other than this live stream in like 3 months. Me and Drew were joking about it. Drew said he's been like 6 months. I keep saying like I need to do something that I feel is worth posting.
Sure.
So what I'll probably end up doing, as many times as I hate to say I'm going to restart it or whatever, I'm probably going to take down the 3 videos I have for Battle of the Bulge and just do this next video is number 1, and just kind of start over because other than the church, everything is restarted. I just wasn't happy, but I don't know what's going on. My computer no longer likes to work with my laptop. I've tried to do whatever I can. I think I've just like exceeded the memory, or it could just be the cord, and I'm about to make a $1,300 purchase for a brand new laptop or a computer versus just spending $30 on a cord. Who knows? But next will be, this Battle of the Bulge will be going to Brick Fair. I'm more than likely not taking it to Chicago. I'm going to Chicago. I bought the tickets. I bought the plane. I do not know about driving. I was going to drive the mock up there, and it is cheaper for me to fly up there than it is to drive. It is a 17-hour drive. I really don't want to pack this thing up in a truck and drive. It's like 15 with no stops, 15 and a half with no stops.
Yeah.
To me, it's just not worth it. Like I know that there's people up there that want to see the mock, but it is not where it's easier for you to come down here to Brick Fair to see it. I've been told that the military up there is not worth it. There's not very many.
It's non-existent, honestly. Like, I mean, I went to Chicago this year, and honestly, I don't blame you. Like driving, and my mock was quite a bit smaller than what the Bulge is going to end up being. Obviously, it was tall, but driving that thing was a pain. But I mean, like I think we've talked about it before when I've been on like Chicago. Brick Fair is the one where you want to go if you've got military stuff because it's the only show, to my knowledge, that has a military like section.
You're gonna understand this, and a lot of people won't. I guess other people will in a different venture, but it's. Chicago to me is like going it's unfamiliar territory where Brick Fair is home. I mean, dude, I've been Brick Fair. I know you've been a lot more. Brick Fair is 5 years in a row now. Yeah. It's Brick Fair. Like I know what to expect. I know where everything is. I know what to do. I know how to get there. I know what to expect from my mock and how it's going to be. Yep. I'm going to be much happier up there. The only thing that I think that I would gain from Chicago is followers. Don't get me wrong. That's going to be fine. There's going to be a bunch of people up there, including Shy, that I'm going to meet for the first time that that's their territory.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to hang out and have fun and not be worried about toting a mock, rebuilding it there, and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, in my opinion, I mean, Chicago really just kind of feel like, and you're going to get it, that it's glorified Brick Fair. Like, it's virtually no different. I mean, obviously, like, the logistics of how the show is run is quite a bit different, but that's just a kind of a different formality. Like, the show itself and how it's operated. One of the things I think I like more about Brick Fair than Chicago is that Brick Fair, everything is in that room. Every seminar, every game, everything. Whereas at Chicago, the way the venue is laid out, like the main convention hall is where all the mocks are, but around the entire property are all these like side rooms. And so you have to like have it marked down and like know exactly where you need to be to see stuff and like be places for games. Um, like I think I might have stumbled into one seminar and I hadn't signed up for any games or anything, but I pretty much just hung out in the hall most of the time. Chatting with people and stuff like that. But it's, I mean, granted, I've made a lot more friends at Brick Fair. I mean, this coming year will be my 10th year at Brick Fair, which is kind of crazy to think about. It's also will be my 5th year operating theme lead for military. But it's like, it's kind of one of those things where as much fun as Chicago was, it wasn't different enough for Brick Fair. And I have so much fun at Brick Fair that it's almost not worth the like money really to go out there, especially because it's always back-to-back weekends with World War Brick. It's like I would rather do that show because it's very much different, and then have Brick Fair.
The way that I calculated it, which I don't know what it is for you, but to rent a truck is for 7 days is, and Gene's really good at math, so he will even tell you that that I'm correct about this. To rent the truck is pretty much $550 with the extra insurance and just to rent the truck for a week. To Virginia is 4.5 hours to Chantilly, and when I get there, I have to fill the truck up. Truck's $60-ish to fill up.
Yeah.
So a 5-hour drive costs $60. That's 15 hours away. So I'm at 180 there and 180 back plus the 500. I'm already almost $1,000 into the trip up there. The plane tickets up there and back are $333.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense to drive. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I would be more than happy to ship the mock if I trusted it, but I don't trust it at all.
Yeah, this year's going to be interesting because I'm going to be shipping Hacksaw to Minneapolis. And the way I'm engineering it is that it will literally all just like break down and lay down into boxes or bins or something like that. It's going to be my first time shipping a build, so it'll be interesting. But after the travel success with Mount Ye and how sturdy that was, and the fact that I drove that about 4,000 miles between 6 shows and had like 2 pieces come off, that I think it'll be fine. And beneficially, so I'm not going to Chicago this year, that, Minnesota, ship it out there, ship it back. When it gets back, if there's anything wrong with it, I can fix it up, and I've got a month and a half before Brick Fair.
So I was going to say, Sam just said he's debating on going to World War Brick. That was kind of where I figured if I'm not driving and I'm not displaying, I'm going to go to Chicago over World War Brick.
Yeah.
I really hate that I'm not going up there just because of what I'm doing and what the support I'm getting. I'm going to Brick Fair last year in Chantilly. The display from Matt that was in the the Brickmania store. I was trying to think of the Gettysburg. That's what it was. Yep. The Gettysburg. I don't know how long he's leaving there. But I am going to see. I won't take as long as him to set up. If Dan wants me to display what I have in the store, or if I need to stay at Brick Fair, I would like to stay in Brick Fair just because, once again, it's home. There's more people there, even though the store's next door. Don't get me wrong. But it's home. I just feel like taking the mock. There's a good friend everybody knows, Fick and Bricks. Fick and Bricks put it the right way that Brick Fair is for the fans, Brick Chicago is for the land, and.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I would not disagree with that at all. I mean, it was fun, but even still. But on what you were talking about, the Gettysburg build, I have a funny story about that. So at World War Brick this year, Brick-A-Fit, Joshua and his dad, I've known them for a couple years because they came to Brick Fair for their first time in 2020. 1. And so at World War Brick, we were chatting because they had some stuff on display at World War Brick as well. And he was there with one of the builds for the Gettysburg. And they had been talking about it that Brick and Fit, they were going to come to Chantilly and they wanted to set up all their Gettysburg stuff together. And so we're all standing there talking about it because they called me over. Since at that point I was already on the in for Brick Fair because Todd sentences me to work for the theme leader before I'm even registered for the show. That's what the email says. It'll be like Brick Fair robot, Todd has sentenced you to work. And then that's it. But like he's already got me on there for next year and I'm not even registered. So but we had talked about it at Brick Fair. I said, yeah, hey, like here's my number, here's my email. When you know how big it is, like register it and shoot me an email and we'll make sure everything gets set up right. Well, comes Brick Fair, haven't heard from him. And Joshua and his dad show up and they come up and they're like, yeah, he should be here. I think he was coming like late Thursday or early Friday. And they were like, he's got 2 tables worth of stuff. And I said, well, did he register it? Because there was nothing on my sheet that had anything to do with Gettysburg aside from his. And he's like, I'm not sure. I'll text him. I'm like, okay. Because you saw our area this year. I was at probably about 98% capacity. Like I had some space just because the Naval Museum just kind of absolutely like screwed us. But so he comes in, I guess Thursday afternoon or whenever, and we're standing there talking about it. I said, I definitely don't have room for 2 tables worth of stuff. Not together. And I'm like, we have overflow in the other room that you could certainly go to if you want everything to be together. And then come like Friday afternoon, I still haven't like seen him since. And they walk back in and he's like, oh yeah, he's set up at the Brickmania store. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, so I have the rest of this space to do with whatever I need. It's like, that would have been nice to know 8 hours ago, but
I will say do what?
Thanks for letting you know, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I will say that for the first time next year, a lot of people that have never displayed will not understand this, but I'm really excited because next year at Brick Fair will be the first time I ever have an area to sit behind the table at.
Yeah.
Like, think about how I was set up this year. Last year was almost the same thing. Like, I was right there, like in an odd area, which is my fault. I asked Todd, I was like, let there have some type of way where everything can be 360 viewed. I don't care to be 360 viewed this year. It'll be 360 built. Like, there won't be some bullcrap backside, but I don't care. What you see in the front's what you need to see.
Well, and I'm trying to kind of gauge, like size-wise, my stuff, all of my crew's stuff, and then our few collabs, because what I want to try to do, like under the table, is one of the military islands be like exactly sized for all of like me and my people's stuff, so we don't have to deal with everybody else. We just have like you in there, me, Sean, our big collab.
Well, between
everything else,
like if the space y'all had this year, between me, you, and Panzer Brick Labs, we pretty much cover that area. Like a good like, because
I don't think Eric and Arm. I know they said they are never building anything that big again.
He told me he was like he's done with it.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're building next year. I could reach out to Eric and Arm and find out. But yeah, between them, me, Sean, you, my crew's secret collab, and like the other 2 or 3 guys in my group that actually build stuff, we probably have like 16 to 20 tables worth of stuff. So like if we can, when we get a little bit closer and when the map starts coming out, I'm gonna send Todd an email like, here is what I need one of my islands to look like. I don't care what the other ones look like. Give me this.
Build the entire layout around us, like the whole.
Well, so this year I'm trying to do it a little bit differently because, like, normally it becomes really difficult to gauge how much space I have going through the list. Because like on Brickfair's website, under my admin tools, I can go in and I can look at every mock that's registered under me and see the square footage, like base plate, like how it's laid out, or if it's just, freeform. And so I try to kind of like gauge that against my table space, because obviously the tables for the most part are all 8 feet. But then there's like builds that come through that are, 32 inches deep. And so these kids want to set up on 2 deep tables instead of single deep tables where they're going to overhang by like an inch. And then I lose the 2 deep space. But then there's people who bring just vehicles. There's people who bring stuff for other collabs. It's like, so this year I almost want to take the map and overlay like grid paper on it and mark out like everything by a foot, and then just go through that and mark stuff, literally have a home for every mock, and then send out that image to, because Todd finally fixed the mass email thing on the website that hasn't worked for 10 years. So I can send out the graphic and say, hey, here's the map of the military space. Find your last name, and that's where you're setting up. And I can send that out in like, early July. So if anybody has an issue or they want to set up next to somebody, I can shift stuff around. But that way it's not really a free for all of like, hey, come set your stuff down wherever you want and then go from there.
This year, having the vendors set up like they were versus last year, that opened a lot of space.
Yeah, I liked where the vendors were this year. There were a lot of people who didn't, but I liked that it was kind of one like long hall almost. So like all the mocks were up front, and you made your way to the back, and you could literally go up one side and down the other side and see everything.
You had like a path versus the insanity of them being up and down every aisle.
Right. Well, and because the most part, like all the ones on the back wall, which was granted really few because that's where the bathrooms were, like you weren't really back to back with anybody. You were always just kind of like flowing with traffic. There wasn't ever like a huge, mass of people. But that was really nice. I think it'll be interesting to see what, if anything, changes this year space wise. Because I know last year, or this past year, like post show, we were in the Yak and the email boards talking about this coming year and space and putting like deadlines on registering and things like that. Like that, July 20th, or not July 20th, like June 20th was like the last day to register mocks. And then we built the map based on what was registered at that point, which in my opinion isn't a bad way to do it. I know like Chicago, they have a certain amount of space and they kind of allocate as stuff comes in. And the second, because that map is the same way that I'm trying to set up Brick Fair for next year, that when you get the map email, you find your name and you have the space allocated for what you registered. Like every individual person registered has space. It's not like, okay, here's city, go find space.
Yeah.
Which I like. It limited the amount of hassle. And it also meant that like there didn't need to be a whole bunch of admins and volunteers and stuff running around to try to coerce everybody.
Well, I know Rob Claxton. He's in the chat. He displayed, I think, I'm pretty sure the last 2 years. And the whole goal, well, not the whole goal, but one of my goals this year is to get Gene to show up and not just tell me he's going to show up. We need to get it like wrote down in stone that he's showing up. I think like everybody should boycott buying from his store until he 100% agrees to it.
You just need to get him to say it.
When you do that, then I can't afford to go.
Fair enough.
His monthly membership.
Yeah, then we have to quit paying the monthly membership to you, and oh my gosh, the chain of events that happens with that. Oh, just horrible.
Everybody laughs because like I like joked about I have not made a Bricklink order in so long. I'm not sure if I know how. I think
that's why Tori's eating ramen tomorrow instead of Thanksgiving dinner.
There you
I told Gene, I was like, I even tried to get back in the ordering. I was like, I don't know how to do this. Do y'all have string in the store? I just need it. I don't know how to order it.
Yeah.
I did look. I got bored. Do what?
Did you look into that?
I don't really. I mean, I can order it off of Amazon. It really. Let me know what you think, Caden. Lego string's pretty expensive, right?
Yeah.
I need like. I think I'm just gonna go the route of going Amazon and buying. I think it's like 6 foot for maybe $10.
And you're using that for what, like telephone wires?
Like telephone wires, doing stuff like tying. So I have these rubber bands to tie around capes to make it look like knapsacks. Putting just like random stuff on tanks. Like it's pure, like just accessories. Yeah. So like I have a flag, that hangs on the church, the medic flag.
Yeah.
But technically, I've got a bunch of these strings that I bought from Gene a long time ago that have the studs on the end of them.
Yeah.
And the only way they'll work is if I rip the Brickmania flags. Tear a hole in them because the studs won't show. I mean, I guess I could enlarge the holes and shove them through there.
Sure.
But either way, I don't think it's going to look as right as if they're tied off.
Yeah, I mean, I used granted, thread is going to be a little thin for what you're doing, but like when I did the airfield, not this past year, but the year before, I used thread for the cabling on the bulldozers and the steam shovel. And I mean, it worked perfectly fine. But yeah, I mean, yarn, string, whatever, gets used all the time.
I need to give you that link to the string that's comparable to the Technic string.
David says, WTF, the Gene is broke now. Thanks, Richard. And True Squadron said, yo, what is up, guys? Hope y'all are doing good. Everybody's doing good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really like, I don't know. I need to sit down and actually build this. I keep being like, hey, I need to do it. And then I never do it. This order that I posted a picture of has definitely motivated me to do some stuff. I've been down here on the computer, not only messing with this, I've started designing some of the buildings that are going in Star Wars. I have 100% said that after the Star Wars mock, I'm going to be working on 2 that are not as big as these ones. It'll be 2 that equal the 1, anyway.
Sure.
I'm going to do a Pirates of the Caribbean mock.
Okay.
That's not really Pirates of the Caribbean. It's more just pirates, but there's going to be a lot of stuff hidden there. And then I am going to plan to do something that I feel like may turn out a lot bigger than it is, but I am going to do something in World War II with the Pacific Coast using Lando's figs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to push it off to where he has enough available that I could buy them and not not have to wait. I already know that there's X many figs I can get. Just get them.
Sure.
I am definitely. I don't know. We were joking about it today. I've got a buddy named Blackwell Bricks, and he posted something that like hits home. Like, I know that I could never do it. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But like, there's so much I want to do that I just don't have time for anymore. And it's like, I know if I just quit my job, I would have the time.
Yeah, no, Caleb and I are bros. We him and Blaine both. Every year now at Brick Fair, I order like $500+ worth of stuff from them on Bricklink. And at some point between Wednesday and Friday, they just walk over with this like massive bag of stuff. They come find me. But
see, that's how Gene and the Bricklinker in the chat. We got EMS Bricks. EMS Bricks always brings me either something extremely freaking random or a Bricklink order. One year she brought me 2 boxes that were just closed, and everybody was like, what's that? What is that? What'd you get? And I'm like, don't worry about it. And they're like, no, what'd you get? Like, we know she owns a Bricklink store. Did you buy bricks? I'm like, just don't worry about it. And all it was Brick cups. But
nice.
Everybody was so worried about it. And then in Greensboro this year at Brixboro, she brought me the Brickmania poster from Chicago.
Nice.
The one that's got the Sherman on the front.
Yeah. We'll say it now. Now you're adding the expected goodies at Brick Fair to be cookies or whatever baked something I'm bringing.
Gene, if you come to Brick Fair, I will save you a cheesecake cookie.
You'll save me a what?
Cheesecake cookie. Don't. You got that little side eye right there. Just trust me.
I don't even know what I'm making this year. Somebody in my lug, like, apparently told me to make macarons, and I was like, that's a little more involved than making cookies, but depending on if my mocks are all done, I might be able to swing that.
I'll pitch money in for the cookies over the macarons.
Fair. I mean, I can still make it. I still have dough and the filling frozen upstairs, left over from Chicago or Chantilly.
Let me see if I get this math right. Drive 5.5 hours up, get a hotel room, 5.5 hours back, tickets to the show, and I get a cookie.
Did you not go to Vegas to eat at Hell's Kitchen?
That was when I in my retirement.
I had no choice.
That's basically the same thing.
Basically the same thing.
You also get 5 days of fun with Lego people, and you get like 3 cookies.
Caden doesn't cuss as much throwing stuff and he doesn't have an English accent, but that's like
I don't have an English accent, but I definitely curse that much. I guarantee you that. It depends on the company.
I think I'm gonna cut this open.
Yeah, you're gonna do it?
I don't know. I really want to build it, but I want to wait for a video.
I'm trying to post the first reel for Hacksaw this weekend. Because Friday, Saturday this week is the Beyond the Brick Creations for Charity stream. So I'll be on there working. Well, I've got the Christmas Village.
Can you hear this real quick? That's crispy?
Oh, no.
That's like when I just pulled her panties off. That's what I did.
But I want to try to get.
She'll be stuffing the turkey.
I want to try to get a majority of the front section done. I'm going to pop this off and kind of show it off as a little sneak preview. But
I got number 155.
So this is the section of Hacksaw that I've been working on at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Not enough variation. You need more bricks.
Well, it'll all be tan and but it's really fun trying to build like diagonal path in a straight line, because those words like straight and diagonal aren't the same thing. So
when Harry Potter did that, he ended up in somewhere else.
That's true. I should build like an alternate dimension underneath. But I'm essentially trying to build this entire thing, like any elevation changes modularly. So like this whole piece just pops off and then sits right back down on the base plate.
So I lied. I can't get into the box. I don't know what they did.
So I can literally just break this thing apart and pack it up. Because it should come apart. I think I counted into 84 different pieces when it's all broken down.
Someone's messing with me. You can't get this out of the box.
They glued it closed.
Well, the tape's cut off of it. Sam, to go back to what you said, what do you want as a cameo in the Pirates of the Caribbean? And Mod T-Rex says, what is up? EMS Brix says that macarons are her favorite. Sam said that I'm excited for your Hacksaw. Thank you so much for helping me with the wave.
Yeah, dude. Now, have you seen what Sam's working on? He's trying to do.
Why was that so hard?
The like foamy kind of wake coming off the ship he's building. He wants to like build it into a base. So he's been sending me pictures the last couple days. He's trying to play around with the like shaping of the white like wake coming off the ship. So we've been talking about that, but
yeah, me and him sent some pictures of other people's waters back and forth, and I think he sent me a video of one, and I was like, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because like all the people that I'm meeting at all these different shows from different time zones, I'm learning how late they stay awake, because this past week is my busy week, being a baker. And so the last 3 days I've worked like pretty much only overnight. Right now I'm going on about 4 hours of sleep in the last 3 days.
You don't give this a sniff?
And can we sniff it? And so like 1 a.m. I'm standing by the oven waiting for stuff to come out, and he's just sending me stuff on Facebook. I'm like, why are you awake?
It's so weird because like I have like I'm gonna call it a relationship with a bunch of people on Instagram. And there's always like me and Sam are like a perfect example was we won't say anything for a good like 4 days, but there's just like 20 videos that are sent back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, I get it.
Dude, I do that with so many people. There are people that I am friends with on Instagram that I'm also friends with, and I like in real life that I only communicate with them on Instagram by sending reels back and forth.
It's pretty like, I think that's one of the best thing that's came like. It's sad to say because it kills a lot of people's attention. They just can't hold them anymore.
Yeah.
But reels and shorts have become like one of my favorite things to watch.
Yeah.
Like I get why people don't want to watch a 10-minute video because most people are putting videos out there that are like 45 seconds and you're learning the same crap.
Exactly.
I got down on a, I'm going to call it a black hole today. We were talking about military aircraft and I work with a guy who, I don't know what he does, but he doesn't know what he's talking about half the time about anything. And I was joking, and recently I built the pave low, and there's like to be a helicopter, it's insane. It's got 5 miniguns on it, and I found a video of them shooting the miniguns, and it just led into like an hour of like random things being fired off of vehicles. And I have to say, like, it never gets old.
Yeah. Now, I don't know why I keep finding myself like getting shorts where it's like, you know, it's some chick just like, you know, men only want one thing, and it cuts to a clip of an A-10 like strafing a mountainside or something. Like, yes, it's like this is what we want. But
I tried to explain to him. I was like, I was joking with him, and I was talking about an A-10. He's like, I don't know what that is. I was like, don't you play Call of Duty? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, you know, when you're listening and you hear that thing, it's like,
yeah, and then you die. Yeah, that's an A-10. Yeah. Yep.
Now I'm gonna want to build this, but I have to wait.
Yeah, I've been really sad. Listen to a really sad documentary Monday. A-10's on its way out.
Well, they've been talking about that, and then they came out with the A-10 Black Mamba. So they were like, what does the A-10 need? And they were like, more warheads.
That's never not the answer.
I recently I have to say it's nothing about the build. So I'm not gonna say that it's a bad build or anything else, and it's a bad design, but I built this. And now that I've got it, I'm like, I shouldn't have built the pave low before I built this. That's all I'm going to say. I just shouldn't have. The pave low is definitely a totally different beast. Have you seen it?
No.
I'm going to try. So one of the tanks is going to fall off. I'm going to go ahead and say that. But This thing is a beast.
Damn.
Like,
yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. The whole, you want to know why I bought the pieces to build this?
Why?
Like 100% the truth. Because
you didn't have them?
Yeah, well, the only other helicopter I had was the Huey from Vietnam and the Chinook.
I mean, those are the good helicopters. Those are probably my 2 favorite helicopters.
I was like, well, I don't have a pave low. Might as well build one. Yeah. Sometimes the best reasons for something don't make sense at all.
Exactly. See, that's where I'm like, I've been like supporter and fan of Brickmania for, oh God, I don't even know, 15 years, and have known Dan for probably about half that, and known pretty much everybody else for about the same. Still don't own a single kit. I just bought my first of their figures in June.
Even like you don't have like even in the instruction kits?
I think I have the micro brick battle instruction book. It was a gift from somebody in the Lego community when I graduated high school. And haven't built a single thing out of it. I had a few of them built at one point because we had, when they did the micro brick battle tournaments at travel shows, they did them in Chantilly one year, and we just played that all weekend, and I won a few of them, but I ended up using the taking them apart and using the U-clips for different stuff.
But what's going on, Big Nate Bricks? How about this? I'll make you a deal. I don't know if this is a good deal, but I've got enough Shermans. I could probably let one of them go for free.
You could let 8 or 10 of them
you
go
have
for
enough
free.
Shermans, you can let one go for free.
So you want to hear how stupid my irrational decisions are?
Hit me.
I had when I have one of the Sherman kits, right? It was the first it was the second Brickmania kit I ever bought. The first one was the Ghost of Kiev.
Yep.
So I bought a Sherman kit, and then they dropped the instructions where it was the Sherman with all the add-ons.
Yeah.
So a normal person would have bought the pieces to build one, or maybe build one of the add-on versions. But instead, I was like, well, there's 6 different add-on versions and the normal Sherman, so let's build all 7. So then I had all 7 displayed behind me, and I started building Battle of the Bulge. And instead of going, I have 7 Shermans, I was like, well, I don't really want to take apart the ones I've got to decommission them all to normal Shermans. Let's just build 6 more.
Yeah.
So
that sounds about right.
I have a total in different versions. I have 16 Shermans. 7 of them are normal.
Yeah.
One of them is the bulldozer. One of them is the crab. One of them is the I think it's called the Chilothe or whatever it is. I have the Firefly, the Oddball, Fury. I have the Jumbo Sherman.
Okay.
And I have the Sherman Patton, like the Patton tank that's technically the Sherman. So I've got them.
You got a few. I mean, I have 4, but they're all custom.
Who are they made by?
Me.
Oh, you did them?
Yeah.
I thought of it. So what I might do is when this is done, I don't know. I have a feeling like I'm not going to display all 6 of them in my house versus what I have. If I have them, I will probably take them apart.
Sure.
What I thought about doing is just decommissioning, or not decommissioning, but taking them apart for something else. I don't really, if you've built a Brickmania Sherman, or if you've built a Sherman, you kind of know the pieces that are involved. Other than the dark bluish gray tiles, there's not much in there that are like, oh my God, I could really use those. They're cheap parts in it. There's nothing in them that are crazily expensive, other than the tank tracks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I might do something different. Not sure.
Yeah, I might do it. Honestly, I might do it this year if I get some time. But then again, I have 13 builds to build between now and September. I want to redesign my Shermans and make them 1 stud wider, because I think right now they're 6 wide. I want to make them 7 wide so I can get a little bit more kind of natural curvature to the turret.
Is that track to track?
6 wide track to track. Yes.
So these are 8 wide track to track.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to go to 7 because I want them to be a little bit smaller than the Brickmania scale. So 6 has been fine for a while, and the length is there, and they're scaled nicely with my LVTs. But the now they're kind of just too narrow. But 6 stud wide made it really easy to do the tank tracks in Mount Yay with the wedge plates. 7 wide is gonna be a little bit more interesting when I do the Shuri line next year.
I don't know that I don't know that I'll need Shermans again, because even though I'm doing the Pacific, Shermans weren't really they were there, don't get me wrong, but I don't know where I want to do, first of all.
Sure.
I really I picked Battle of the Bulge just because it was the anniversary, and I feel like nobody has done it correct. Most people are they do it right, don't get me wrong, but it's not what I think it should be.
Yeah.
But when it comes to anything in the Pacific, I would love to do this thing, and I don't know what the style of build is called, but where you do let's say you're doing hacksaw, but you're doing multiple scenes versus one big. I would really like to do. I've been talking to Sam about it for a while. I would really like a battleship in the middle of the water being bombed out by some zeros.
So kind of doing almost like a timeline.
Yeah. I have 4 of these. You like how I just grabbed that out of nowhere?
Yeah.
I pulled an A10 off the table. I pulled a Fable.
I would try to grab this Venator, but that's really awkwardly placed on this table over here.
I don't know. I'm going to have to do something to draw myself back and not have so many crazy big builds.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I'm going to have to buy a laptop or a computer, do something down here. Why I keep saying laptop is I'm more than likely going to buy a MacBook.
Oh,
It's fair.
I think I'm going to bite the bullet.
Yeah.
I interrupted. Shameless plug. My mother-in-law's watching. She says Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
hey, Mom.
But I have a feeling that I'm going to have to buy a MacBook. And in that process, I have a bonus from work coming up, and I already know about what it is. And my bills are paid, so I'm probably going to buy another camera too.
Nice.
I would like to have 2 down here. That way, the one that is streaming is just set up. I never have to move it. I never have to do anything with it. And I can constantly film and other stuff for another one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get, or I guess in the fealty of it, like want to look at getting a camera, because right now all of my content I shoot on my phone, which is fine, but like, down here, especially when I want to listen to music, my phone doesn't always enjoy, depending on what I'm listening on, having stuff open at the same time. So either I have my phone on time-lapsing while I'm building, or my phone's playing music. So I want to get, even if it's something super cheap, just to kind of get a base. But because I want to like try to do more of the time-lapse stuff, because that seems to be what people like. And the overviews, like I'm trying to post the first reel for Hacksaw this weekend, because I'm going to work on it quite a bit over the 24-hour stream this weekend after I finish the Winter Village set for this year. But like I need to get this rolling, because we're going to supposedly, me and my crew are meeting in January to start our collab. So I've got that to build. And then, yeah, so I guess I haven't talked to you since before Erie, I don't think. Or been on since before Erie. So while we were in Erie, we got a email from the National Marine Corps Museum. And they want to do a Lego event for the 250th anniversary next year.
Mm-hmm.
And so they invited Charm City, and I don't know if they reached out to anybody else, but as our military community liaison in Charm City, I was like, well, if we get some more details, I'll let my people know. So I've decided I ended up setting it up originally for just me, but I've kind of opened it up to my lug as well. That I was going to do kind of like you were just talking about, like doing different scenes, but do an actual timeline. And so I'm doing vignettes of each major conflict that the Marines have fought in. So Revolutionary War, War of 1812, Civil War, 1, 2, Vietnam, Korea. I probably won't do anything modern, postmodern, but so, and then kind of setting them up in like those time periods. And I don't know who else is going to build it to it yet, but it'll be an interesting, I've displayed there once before, but it'll be an interesting show. Of course, they picked the year I'm building an army objective to be the year to do it. Because I've now officially swapped over all my painted helmets for green helmets. Now I've got 248 army infantry instead of marine infantry. But
that's the one thing that, like, I don't think that a lot of people think about or realize, but like, you're a little different because you're reusing most of them. Yeah, I am basically using, like, all these figs will be used for this, and they'll never be like, the only other thing I could ever do is any kind of battle that had to do with Russia. But then the Americans really wouldn't. I mean, the Americans would match, but there wasn't that many Americans in Russia when they were fighting Germany. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Berlin and all that was more or less like we were watching by.
Yeah, you're like getting single use out of your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, like, I'm going to reach a point where I'm kind of burnt out of doing Pacific stuff. Like, I've got Hacksaw this year, and I have, only 2 more planned for Okinawa after this. And then once I get to that point, I have a list of like standalone ones I want to do, and they'll probably be smaller, especially now as I'm kind of like participating more and more in like lug opportunities and lug projects and stuff. Like between project support, my military collab, my build, and all these builds for the Marine Corps show, I have like 13 things to build between now and September, and 3 of those are pretty sizable. Like, I mean, Hacksaw, I think once I get the front of it done, the landscape will come together pretty quick. And like our castle collab, I've already started working on, but being able to do some smaller builds, I think my like last hoorah of a big build after Shuri Castle will be Alligator Creek, Guadalcanal. That's what I've wanted to do for years. I don't know how big it'll be yet, but the everything after that is going to be pretty small. I've got some Napoleon stuff on the list. I've got some Vietnam stuff on the list, and ironically enough, I can use the same torsos for Vietnam infantry. We're gonna be let's go. I just gotta switch out everything for M16s. But
so that's another thing that I was thinking about is everybody that I have that's not got snow on them somewhere can all be used for technically Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I would really like to do just like a Viet Cong little like compost being demolished. I don't know. I just keep thinking of like the rice field with a couple huts.
Yep.
And then just like some Hueys coming through.
Just
like
blasting away with M60s.
Blasting it. Yeah. Because I was gonna take a picture and show Gene, and I actually forgot, and I was just looking at it when you said that. I haven't looked at it other than just seeing it in the bag, but I got the Perfect Caliber M60 the other day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is about Perfect Caliber, but I'm like addicted.
Yeah. I like them.
You aren't going to be able to see it. There's no point in putting me on big screen. Like, it's literally, I mean, it's just a gun. You're not going to be able to see the printing unless it's off.
Well, that's right. Your camera sucks.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the webcam now.
Yeah.
I know that Sam wants me to put the Marine dog that they were giving away.
Yeah.
In Battle of the Bulge with like somebody walking him. So I'll probably do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get like a little photo like box thing too, because over the last couple of weeks, and I posted in my story, you probably saw the one. I did 2 small vignettes. The one I did Bougainville to use the Lando figures, and then I did a Upottery like airstrip and used all my 101st for that as kind of like staging ground. Had some British infantry and stuff around too, but I wanted to build the like side of the fuselage of a C-47 Skytrain and kind of have that as like the background, but I didn't get that far. So there's just crates.
I've got a CH-47.
Yeah. I mean, the strip of it is pretty, well, this is the other one, but it's no bigger than like double this. So
this is wingspan is as big as the Falcon, just about.
Yeah, there's no way I was gonna fit. But I will say though, if you need any foliage, anything for Battle of the Bulge, playing around with this, essentially, let's see if I can get one of these off. So it's the 5-prong like grass piece. And then like you but you put a little leaf in there with it,
the little
and then you leaf. Pull the leaf down by putting the flower pieces on top, and you get some like really natural looking.
I did a lot of that same exact technique on the side of the castle for vines and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a little bit harder on the castle because it was like coming off the wall, and I didn't want to look like it was growing like 3 feet out.
Right.
But yeah, that looks really, really good.
Yeah, I was playing around with it because like I didn't want to use like the regular green all that much. I really wanted to like lean into the olive.
I don't like regular green at all.
I like regular green for certain things, but for like this one in particular, because I had the olive green and the dark tan for the palm trees that I did. I wanted to do kind of a weird like shrubbery, not like, just stacked on like plant pieces. And so I was playing around with it for a little while and like was trying to do some stuff like locking the leaves together. And then I ended up doing that like accidentally. And I was like, this actually looks kind of good, and duplicated it.
I did something recently. I don't know. I had a reasoning for it, or not a reasoning for it. There's always a reasoning for something, but like I'm not sure what made me want to do it. This shelf back here where you see the Mario cube at, I've always had like tons of Mario figs in, and they're literally just been everywhere. So I actually took and I was showing Lando on a stream what they were. I've built like shelves in these model car cases. And I don't know. It got like to the point where I think I might do something like this with his figs.
Yeah.
While I'm not using them, because like right now they're all in the cardboard boxes down below.
Yeah, I have them all in like little penny bags that I just keep in my bin of third-party stuff.
Yeah, I've gotten to where it sounds really weird, but I've got tackle boxes and other boxes for each third-party vendor.
Yeah, I'm not quite that far. Most of it, like, I'd say probably a good 80% of what I own is Brick Arms. And so, like, that all just kind of, like, floats in the bin. And then all the other, like, random one-off stuff is either in bags or
Brick Arms even gets worse, because when you're talking about Brick Arms, I literally have a tackle box for each region or each country. So, like, I have an entire tackle box. Now, I'm not going to say it's slap full, but I have a tackle box dedicated to Russian weapons, Asian weapons, which is really just Japan, German, British, and American.
That's only like 5 weapons for the Japanese. Well, I guess if you're including helmets, 6. You got the T90, the Type 99, Type 100, Arasaka, the Nambu 2, and the Type 99 grenade.
But though I have grenades, helmets, any of the weapons that were used, and some of them, like the American one, has all the crates that I have that are printed in American. Some of them, like, they have like the rations in there, and then all the German have like the German crates, and it's like accessories, I guess.
Yeah, I used to have, because I got a bunch of the Stanley cases. I used to have all my Brick Arm stuff sorted, and then like I got to a point, because like 50% of my Brick Arms collection is the stuff I use for these builds, and so like everything else is just kind of a niche, random stuff I've picked up or gotten as freebies or whatever. Like I have the Panzerfaust, like the potato masher, like crate or whatever.
Yeah.
Somewhere, but
I was going to say, in this, I have so many of like the random color, like even in this bag right here they sent me. I haven't even opened it yet. I have a gold bazooka.
Nice. That's actually kind of sick.
Somebody needs. Oh, they're all gold. I have a gold bazooka, a gold like old school Civil War revolver,
like gold chrome.
Yeah.
Do you collect those?
Pearl gold.
Oh, okay, not like chrome gold.
I mean, it's shinier than Lego's gold.
Yeah, but it's not. Hold on, let me get my bag of shiny things. Ugh. Yeah, this is the bin of madness. Of just
I have a question for you that everybody, there might be some other people out there that like want to know the answer to this.
Hit me.
Are you a mixed, like, let's say the figs stay on the display while you build it, or do the figs get placed after it's built when you go to conventions?
It kind of depends.
I know some of your caves had people in them that just weren't being moved.
Yeah, so that one was intentional. So those kind of went in, like, so last year's build, I was placing minifigures as I went because I needed to know where stuff was going so I could wire everything. Normally I just kind of build the landscape based on like what the plan is and then do the storytelling after the fact, which will probably be eerily similar for this. Like I have an idea of where I want figs to go, and I'm not planning on lighting this up, but it is definitely a like it's kind of one of those things. It really just does depend. So I would say 9 times out of 10 I place figures after the fact, and I'll do a demo or like a dry run before shows. Like if I have it done, I'll set it up completely just to have an idea and then go from there. Like once we get to the show, yeah, here's the bag of shiny. It's not the like chrome gold.
I mean, it's not. It's
like the gold plated stuff.
It's shinier than Lego, but I don't know. I don't think it's chrome.
Okay. I would say I don't think they give out chrome golds as as freebies. These are all the like.
I have a bunch of the normal chrome. I have a whole crap ton of it.
Yeah.
Because I have a chrome mortar that I think is pretty cool.
A chrome mortar?
Yeah.
Where'd you get a mortar?
Hold on, I will show it to you.
Who makes mortars?
I have a chrome mortar.
From who?
I guess Brickin. I don't know.
They don't make a mortar? Not that I'm aware of. I don't know. I got my camo M16 GL prototype in here. I've got my Wonder Waff. I have a Rust Bar 42 in here. I got it. And I also have one of the Mark 19 grenade launchers, the in chrome gold, the gold plated.
So without digging through like just everything,
yeah,
I have a chrome crossbow with a scope and a chrome mortar.
Oh, that's Clone Army Customs. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, no, there's yeah, all right.
I have no idea where it came from. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's Clone Army Customs because they make a bunch of chrome stuff. And I know they make that's like the Clone Wars style mortar, but and I showed you this, right? That I had this one, the OG like 2008 Brick Arms figure. And did I tell you the story of my sketchy exchange with the Frenchman to try to get the right helmets for it?
No.
Okay, so on this figure, when he got released in what 08, I guess, Will was still using the Slubin like Japanese knockoff Lego helmets, and so I ended up buying this at the charity auction at World War Brick this year, and it had because on the card, like the picture card, it has the knockoff helmet, but in the bag with the figure was one of Will's M1s. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. So it took me into the Brick Arms server on Discord and talking to like 3 different people, including Will, to find out like where these helmets came from, and went online and surfed probably for a couple days. I found this like super sketchy French website that was selling like random Lego stuff or Lego in quotation stuff. And among them were these helmets. And everything in this website is done by email. Like there's no like order page. Like you email the guy and tell him what you want to order. So I email him like, yeah, I'm interested in, one of these helmets. He's like, well, I can only really sell you 50. I was like, well, I don't need 50. I was like, I literally need 1 to complete this figure. And he's like, well, how about 20? I was like, okay, whatever. So I was 100% ready to get scammed out of like $30. And, I'm emailing back and forth with him. He's sending me the like PayPal address and all this stuff. And ended up getting them like 2 weeks later. And now the figure is complete by 2008 standards. It's still got the original to the torso is like a printed metallic decal. Which is pretty cool, but these, I mean, I don't think I've seen one sealed in forever.
That set that I was telling you and Gene about before we went live, was kind of like the same transaction. The guy was like, "Hey, I heard you might be interested in one of these. Are you?" And I was like, "I guess," but I legit was like, "Do you got a picture of it? Because I don't necessarily believe you."
Yeah, I need a picture and a timestamp. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, here you go." And he was like, "I'm so and so's buddy. I work with him." And then I got the text from the buddy, and it was like, "Yeah, he's legit." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, we're like, cool.
Yeah. After that, I was like, "All right, here you go. Take the money."
Yeah, this is the current bag of freebies at hand of just random colored stuff. Lots of tan.
You need to step your game up.
Well, this is all the stuff I've got in the last like 3 months.
I was like, I have like an entire so I'm gonna have to go to those Stanley boxes. But as of right now, I have almost an entire row in a tackle box dedicated to random stuff that I've gotten for free that I'll never use.
Yeah,
like Legion. My buddy Legion came over here one night and like wigged out because like I had some kind of a color of some like M16. And I was like, yeah, I have no idea where that came from. Like, he said it's a Brick Arms. I was just like, yeah, I do not know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt. While you're on the subject of Legion, a lot of people here knew he had been around a lot, and some may not know that he went into military, into basic, and Richard actually got to talk to him recently. Tell him about it, Richard.
Yeah, I've talked to him about 3 times in the past month. He's doing good. He's missing Chick-fil-A. If I could send him Chick-fil-A, I would. But he found out that he is graduating, and he's just waiting around now. He will officially be a CB. Well, he wanted to be a CB. He's going to be working on a submarine, which is a lot worse.
Facts.
But I'm pretty proud for him. He's going to be up. He will come up here, or I will see him, but it'll be sometime around Christmas.
Nice.
Is he going to be in around Christmas?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yes, sir. By the way, I did while you were talking, I got on Bricklink.
Did you remember how to do an order?
This password.
Well, I'm looking on your store right now, and I don't see that 50% discount anymore. That's kind of
It has been a while since you've been on there, hasn't it?
No, I'm looking at these minions, and I'm thinking about buying all these minions and giving them to Amanda. I want to grow her army. No, you said something about foliage, and I got on here to see all what you had.
Yeah.
You know what? We did add a bunch of minions, didn't we?
I think so.
Foliage gets expensive, especially in olive. Olive green foliage is
Well,
like the whole 3 stems are like 80 plus cents a piece now.
The 3 stems and the little stem with like the. Are you talking about the little thing with like the sprouts on the top?
No, I'm talking about like the OG like 3-pronged flower stem.
Yeah, the flower on the top one. I have like 2 gallon-sized baggies full of those. I don't think I'll ever run out.
You
trying to sell me some?
Do what?
So you trying to sell me some?
The 3-stem the flower thing that you're using.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can grab it.
I did finally receive my Crazy Bricks commission order of all the sand green arms.
Crazy arms.
I vastly underestimated how many 300 pairs of arms is. Jesus, Richard.
So that's just one of the olive green thing.
That's crazy.
This is all leaves. The like this style.
Yeah. I've got tons of those.
I've got at least 400 or 500 of like every color.
Yeah, I think I ordered
between. If you need to get rid of them, some guy just bought a whole crap ton from us.
I don't think I would talk about this.
I think between project support and logbook this year, I ended up with like 1,500 of those leaves in dark green. Because I'm gonna use those for all kinds of stuff. But Yeah, I mean, if you want the prime real estate at Brick Fair, my bribe is olive green flower stems.
Oh, that's cool.
Like I have an entire bag full of these.
Got your driver in there?
He's over here.
That's the big one. Yeah.
The big 3-leaf
The
piece.
big 3-leaf ones.
I have 3 baggies of just the like studs with the holes in them in green.
Those are on Pick-a-Brick relatively recently. I've got a bunch of those.
So should I let her ride along?
I've got a whole tote. I need to get in the process of cleaning up. I have created a
Is that his lot
lot of
lizard?
stuff for Dean to come and get that he hasn't came and got yet.
Yeah. I'm trying to kind of stick to my like color palette.
In a weird flex, I have a whole gallon-sized baggie full of brown ladders with like the 2 hooks up top.
I'm trying to think what's the weirdest part I have.
Because
like
you bought everyone we had.
Well, I bought everyone you had.
Everyone we had.
And then
somebody
you
said, get more, and we did. You bought all those.
Well, someone was like, hey, I'm at a Lego store, and they got these ladders on the Pick-a-Brick wall. Do you want like a box of them? And I didn't know that he could fit that many in a box. Crimson Drew is still in Italy right now. What is going on? Never too old?
I mean, I do have a sizable collection of the masonry elements in light bluish gray. I've got plenty of those. No idea what I'll use them for, but there's like, I don't think there's anything random like that I just have. I mean, outside of maybe the nets that I have like 500 nets, but most of everything else is pretty normal, I'd say. Like, I mean, I don't know, 1x5s and medium nougat.
Where'd you find 500 nets?
Don't worry.
So like 3 years ago, Lego Pick-a-Brick online posted nets for 1 cent instead of $1. And so many individuals across the Lego community, I didn't even buy any, but a bunch of people in my lug bought a bunch. And one of the guys that I'm friends with had bought like 3,000. And I needed some. I knew I needed some for Mount Yay. And so we came to a radical deal for a few hundred of them. And so now I just have a million nets.
That's awesome for terrain building.
Yeah, and I, ironically enough, haven't taken apart a single one of them because I really don't feel like it. There's just a stack of like 70 nets sitting on this table next to me for Mount Yay.
I have, I think, 50 nets, and I want to get about 100 more.
Yeah.
I don't know if the way I came across them was at Brick Fair with I don't know if like everybody knew the deal that went down, but there was a guy who had a quite large collection of them, and me and Jay tried to buy the entire collection.
Yeah. It's weird because we talk about it every year at Brick Fair. That like when I first started going to Brick Fair, you know, the highlight of my week was like, you know, buying all the brick arms and doing all that. And like now I go and I find the like weird deals on like bulk parts and stuff like that. But like this year, and I don't even know how well you'll be able to see it, but it's one of the like print like heads for the Lego printers.
Uh-huh.
And so it has the like quadrant marks on it.
Oh yeah.
So I get the focus.
The registration marks.
Yeah. There you go. So I picked one of these up at Brick Fair. It's kind of sick. He had some of the legs too. He wanted a lot more for the legs than he wanted for the heads, but I was like, that's a cool piece of Lego.
Blaziken says you have a collection of green tops.
I do have a collection of green tops. This one right here actually came from Blaziken himself. That he found in some thrift store in Delaware. That was on random other minifig parts that I will use for something else, but now I have one closer to 300.
I don't know. This year, I will say, I don't think I had like a oh my God, I bought this at Brick Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gene, did I come back with anything that was like a I can't believe I bought this type situation?
Didn't you come back with 2 of the pirate ships this year?
Well, I came back with the Black Pearl, but that was a lot. I lost a lot of lackluster on that because I knew for like 5 months I was getting it. I just had to wait till Brick Fair to pick it up.
Yeah. I don't know. I bought a lot of Brick Fair, but I also like a lot of it was like small parts or figures for stuff. I mean, I'd say a majority, like if you go back, I don't know if it's still in my highlights or not, of the like pan over of my table with all the stuff I got at Brick Fair. Most of it is like penny bags that came out of my like 3 massive Bricklink orders that I knew I was picking up beforehand. Because I always order from Brixalotl too.
Yeah. Haley orders, well, she didn't order from them. She always, any kind of Winnie the Pooh that she could find, the Duplos, she saves for Haley. Haley has like an entire army of like Duplo Winnie the Poohs up here. It's kind of weird.
No, who saves it?
Bricsalotl. It's a girl named Jessica, the girl who made the earrings for Haley.
Oh yeah, Tori has earrings from her also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I ended up with 11 more of the sand green torsos, but then I also bought 14 of the constables between Chicago and Chantilly for a potential build for next year.
I'll tell you what it is after the show, but I have a collection of minifigs by like the hundreds that I need to get rid of. Like I don't need them. It's not the Black Falcons. I'm not letting the Black Falcons go. I said this somewhere else, and I was like, "Yeah, I have a bunch of minifigs I'll get rid of," and they were like, "Hey, you want to sell the Black Falcons aren't going anywhere." I'm gonna keep those.
What theme are these figures in?
Castle.
Okay.
I mean, screw it. I'll go and say it. I have 400 Forcemen that I don't want.
Nice.
I'm not gonna say I don't want them. I don't need them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know what I would ever do with them.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm joining the game on the historical Lego torsos a little late because like torsos like this, like the old blue or old red, like Imperial coats, are like super expensive now, and I've got a few of them from my childhood, but like God forbid I try to do anything Napoleonic era or even early American era. I got nothing. I got maybe 5. I bought a bunch of the Barracuda ones when they were on online Pick a Brick in August for like
Imperial
Guards. The ones from the the redo of the
blue
fort, the blue ones.
Yeah, I have 100 of each of those.
Yeah, I got 120 of the infantry, and I think I got 10 of the officers.
I have 100 of each just because I bought them while I could. And the plan is to do. I'm going to use those with the pirates.
Okay. Yeah, I might break my rule a little bit. I might use them. They're not 100% accurate, but for Revolutionary and 1812 Marine personnel, I might use them instead of trying to find like sticker packs and stuff. Obviously, they would realistically be dark blue, but the Revolutionary torsos from the CMF are like $9 for the torso and like $30 for the figure. I'm like, nope, I'm good. It's like I'll use what I can get, but I'll just do what I do with Shuriyama, just use blank torsos.
And it is Lego. Part of that is your imagination,
That is true. I mean, there's a certain level, especially within the Lego military community, of like, people getting on people about not using the right uniforms and stuff like that. And I'm definitely a little anal when it comes to that. Like, I want my stuff to be as accurate as I can be.
I can't wait to get chastised.
Shy says he's got 1,000.
Yeah, but Shy has a problem where he adds an extra 0 to everything he orders.
That's fair. I mean, that's a great problem to have. I wish I had that problem.
That's just that. I have the problem. You just gotta deal with the aftermath of the budget afterwards.
That's true. You gotta be able to facilitate it long term. No, I'm sure Shy and I'll have some fun conversations this weekend for sure.
I'm ready to do a I don't know, I guess a downsizing of certain things.
Yeah.
I don't know, there comes a certain time that I realize that maybe I just have too many of certain things.
Yeah. I've gotten that way in the last couple months, especially because like after tearing down Mount Yeh, like I went through this like whole kind of reorganization scheme that like so before 2019, or I guess really before 2022, I used brick yellow or like Lego tan as my base landscape color because that's what I could find and afford when I first started building back in 2012, and just kind of like leaned into it. And it wasn't until 2022 when I started doing Okinawa that I wanted to use dark tan.
Yeah.
And so like the entirety of my collection of dark tan I've built in the last 3 or 4 years. And I mean, that totals over several 100,000 pieces. Like, I mean, I've shown it before and I'll show it again. This bin is 1x1 plates in dark tan. And so like I'm getting to the point where like, okay, there's nothing I could possibly build that will utilize that entire bin, and God forbid it does, I'm gonna make it smaller. I'm not buying it anymore.
Yeah.
But like now, and like we were having this conversation between me and some lug members, that like one of the things with like lug opportunities like lug bulk that we don't talk about, is that like I'm always building over the course of a year. And so when we order, I have no idea what I'm building a year from now. Like, I don't know what I'm going to need. So it's like now I'm throwing on like 1 or 2 like random pieces that I know I will use in either new colors or something like that, just to kind of build a basis of stuff. Because like olive green, dark brown, even like dark orange are colors that I want to continue to like build out, but I also want to kind of start sourcing some of the more niche parts in dark tan, like the claw, like rock pieces, some more varieties like slopes and things like that. Like I've got all the stuff I need for landscape, in dark tan and green and white, in reddish brown and medium nougat. Like I've got all of that. Now it's just playing the game of, doing around. But like I'm using dark tan as the majority of my landscape, for most of my builds. But like even the few, because like the top of, I'm trying a new border technique for the top of Hacksaw where the landscape sections meet. I want to kind of do like earth layers, so it'll be gradient above the wall will be dark bluish gray, and then I'll have a strip of reddish brown, and then the top above that will be dark tan where it like meets the actual landscape.
Yeah.
So I've been like putting together carts of like brackets and slopes and things like that in different colors to facilitate all of that. And it's like parts that I've never ordered before that I'm ordering. Like I also always way over order. Like I probably ordered like 50 of each of the 1x brackets in each color, and then however many like slopes, probably like 25 or 50 slopes, both regular and inverted. But prior to this build, like I've only ever really used slopes doing like these borders. Whereas like the trail that I showed a little earlier for Hacksaw, like I'm utilizing a lot more the like 1x3 and 1x2 like actual slopes, and just kind of blending them in a little bit more. And I'm really liking how it's coming out. But I have way too much Lego for the amount of space that I have down here. And it's like the middle table is clean-ish, but then like off to this side is 2 8-foot tables of just sets. And then this side is all bins and the wall of sorted parts.
I've realized that over the years I've used lug bulk in the wrong way. Like for 2 years in a row, the only use for me doing lug bulk was to get Black Falcons. Like that's what the main goal was.
Yeah.
And I should have been using it in other stuff. Like I've realized that I like, especially building, I I haven't shown anybody yet. I can take a picture and send you. I've redone the building that's destroyed in the Battle of the Bulge, the first building, and the two buildings next to it are done. And it's just one of those things where like I ordered like 200 tan slopes, 100 1x2s and 100 1x3s, and they're gone all in that. Like there's probably 200 slopes in that whole building just being destroyed.
Yep. Yeah, it's weird how like long it takes to go through some pieces and how quickly you go through others.
Yeah.
Like, 1x1 plates I will never run out of, but like the 1x4 tiles, I go through those so quickly because I'm throwing those on every other piece, trying to create non-linear lines.
Yeah.
But like it's weird because Lug Bulk, the first couple years that I was part of the Lug, I just didn't participate. Because I really didn't know what I would order. I didn't really know how it worked. And the first year I jumped in there, I kind of just got like random stuff. And the last 2 years I've kind of like had a plan going in, but the way we do it, like everybody has a certain amount of votes.
Yeah. We talked before. Ours is the same way.
Yeah.
I'm going to push. What's a piece you're going to push for this year?
Trying to think there were a couple parts that we were talking about that I was like, yeah, I'm 100% ordering those. I really want to look every year. I check the 16x16 art plates, like the art bricks. I always check those because that's a part, especially for building like height, that I would love to have like a solid quantity of.
Those have made it in my Lug Bulk for the past like 3 years, and I have never bought any of them.
Yeah, we have
16 by 16 what?
The art plates, the bricks.
Okay.
The Technic bricks.
Yeah, like the big remake of the ones that came in the Indiana Jones sets. But I don't think they've made it on our list the last 2 or 3 years. But there was one part that I was really like, yeah, I'm gonna order those, and I don't remember what it was now. But I think now it's kind of like I'm looking for stuff that's just generic. It's not like, okay, I'm building this, I need parts for that.
Yeah.
It's like looking for foliage stuff. Like I got a bunch of the like old school like clip palm leaves in olive green. I think 2 years ago, I ended up with like 300 of those that I've started putting to use. But like this year, we had some kind of weird stuff on the list, but also stuff that I ordered that I completely forgot about. Like I ordered, I think 400 Travis bricks in reddish brown that I had completely forgotten I ordered. And then I was really glad I had because I needed them for trees. And especially because like between the big leafy trees, I don't know if I showed this or not. But between like these kinds of trees and doing the like kind of tall like sprucey trees for the World War I vignette for the Marine Corps show, so like each break in this tree is a Travis brick essentially, and so there's probably like 10 or 15 Travis bricks in the trunk just to stabilize it. And there's obviously a lot of flex tube too, but the kind of depending on whether it's tiles or plates can dictate whether or not you can actually like viably hide it. So having reddish brown in there instead of like white or gray is rather beneficial. But this thing is, the more it sits, the more fragile it gets. Does not like standing up straight anymore. But I got to build about 10 more of those for our project support collab.
I keep joking about wanting to do something in Halo, but I don't know. It would be really fun, but I don't know. I just need more time. I really do. I'm gonna quit my job and rely on my bills just to get paid.
There you go. That's the dream. Yeah, I've been starting to I've started keeping a list of everything I think of, they're like, yeah, I would like to build that at some point. I like put in a little Google Doc. Because at this point, like, I don't want to stop doing Okinawa because I've kind of set up this like timeline of doing the whole battle.
Yeah.
So, I've got Hacksaw, I've got the Shuri defense line after that, and then Shuri Castle will kind of be like the big end all be all. And that'll probably be the last like timeline one I do for a while, and just spend a couple years doing like standalone ones. Especially because it'll give me a little bit more time to do like random stuff, even random smaller stuff for small shows. Not always having to do some like massive build for.
That's what I keep telling everybody, but the massive builds are fun.
The massive builds are fun. I don't know, like Mount Ye, I think, because that was the biggest one I had done up to this point. And that thing, I was super stressed out working on that. But more or less, I had started it in January, and I knew I had a deadline. And so, like, every day that I wasn't getting where I wanted to get, I was like, oh my God, I'm behind. And I finished it 36 hours before the first show, which was kind of real tight. Like, normally, Brick Fair is in August. Normally, I'm done building by, like, May, and I'm just chilling for the summer. That has not been the case the last, like, 3 years. I've been super close.
I have a feeling I'm going to procrastinate it so much.
Yeah, I was at that point with Hacksaw. Like, I had put up the wall or one of the walls a couple weeks ago and then hadn't touched it because I've been doing other stuff. And I was like, okay, I need to actually start working on this thing. So I came down, laid out these 2 plates, got the front facade up, and then started working on the trail. Even got the border built that'll run the whole span of it. That's got the title built in. But between that and getting the landscape done, I was like, yeah, this kind of is priority 1 because this is the build that has to be done first. Nothing else, because this is done for Bricks in June. So this one, and then the other 2 don't have to be done until August, and then all the other stuff can be done by September. But
I have to be done by June.
Yeah.
So technically, I've got a little bit of time, enough time, I would like to say.
You got like 8 months.
Yeah, but if I keep procrastinating, it just gets further and further.
That is true. Well, I'll just send you pictures every week of how much I'm getting done, and that'll make you feel like you need to get more done. How about that?
That'll work.
There we go.
What
weekly check in.
Gene?
Yeah.
Do you want to I brought a mock just because I didn't know what tonight would be like. But I have a whole bunch of Lego sets that are being released.
Oh yeah. You sent me a bunch this week.
Y'all want to take a look at this crap?
Yeah.
With it all being said, look at this crap.
Do you have an intro that says "Look at this crap"?
Well, first and foremost, we get the same set that's being built again in a different color for like the 47th time, but that's whatever.
I will say I'm super biased. I am probably picking up like most of the Star Wars stuff that has gotten revealed so far. I'm
going to pick this up just because I really like the fact that it's Clone Wars. I like the Ahsoka fig. I think it looks cool. I love the droid. I'm glad they're finally doing another astromech that's not been done before. It's just
we've had him before.
Not recently.
Not recently.
The other end of that.
I think the last time it was the same print was on her Starfighter from like way back when.
What did you say, Gene?
I'm on the other end of that. I'm protesting. I'm not buying any of the Star Wars stuff.
Well, you never have, so.
Oh, yeah, there is that.
R2D2.
We had R2D2.
That's fair.
I
like the shaping and the coloration on the wings, though. The way the like white up by the cockpit like flows down. I think that's very nicely done. Obviously, it's gonna be stickers because Lego stuff.
Yeah. The sticker on that cockpit is good. They better print that.
Oh,
I don't think it'll be
stickered. That's not printed.
No, I don't think it'll be stickered. we're getting a lot of new printed cockpits lately. A lot of windscreens and cockpits I guess in the last year and a half. There's some new shapes that they're using.
The last interceptors we got were printed, right?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember. I thought the last ones we had, the windscreens were printed. I did see a completely off topic. I saw a reel, like kind of on topic, that yesterday was like somebody super excited to go watch the opening of Revenge of the Sith in theaters next year. I was like, yeah, I might have to make that trip and go see that.
I bought the Phantom Menace 25th anniversary poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I almost want to see if they're doing one of the, like, I don't know if you've seen them online, but basically like a theater where they show Star Wars, but they have a live orchestra playing the music.
Yeah.
I would love to go do that for Revenge of the Sith. Like listening to the opening of like the Battle of Coruscant and that piece just starts at the beginning. Oh, goosebumps every time.
I mean, it would definitely be that's something I don't think you just like go like that's way cooler than just going and seeing a movie though.
Yeah, well that's I mean, I'm a big music guy for sure, but
I mean, other than that, I mean, this is a pretty cool vehicle, I guess. I don't know. There's no more original with Star Wars.
No, I mean, until we get new like stuff. Now this thing, I'm ready for this. I'm 100% buying that.
I mean, I'm glad they're doing another ship. I still think it's weird that they have the weird stand that has the perfect place to put 2 minifigs, and they're just not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, if they do, though, they'd be another $30 more expensive.
Well, I mean, it's already $80. The hell, what do you want?
I will say, I think this one will complement the SSD rather nicely. I have all of the current ones. So I know currently there's a rumor that they're doing one of these with an acclimator, like the MIDI scale for the acclimator, and I'm 100% down for that to go with the invisible hand.
Yeah. Well, this is the only MIDI scale one that's been released of this wave.
Right. Yeah, I think the acclimator is slanted for the May release. At least that's the rumor, but so I think these are all the January sets, right? Or at least the few that we know so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, Justin Morrison? I mean, it's cool they're doing a ship that hasn't been done before, but the MIDI scale stuff is I have the SSD and I have the what is it? The
Falcon.
Invisible Hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like right up Gene's alley. I mean, Jesus Christ, they're literally doing every single freaking one of them.
Not every car, they're doing every team.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, here's where I think they're going to get people is I think they're going to have most of these have the stickers to do both.
Well, it doesn't take anything but a number sticker and then a different driver face.
Well, I don't think the drivers are really going to matter because they're going to be yellow. So it's going to be, I bet it's
they don't know who the drivers are going to be next year yet.
Okay, Lego Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
But is the I don't know if you have it on here or not. The car, the F1 CMFs. Did you see that?
Yeah, they're on here too.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So I will be getting all of these. If they drop them all at once, I think that's going to be crazy.
It's a day one, man. I'll order every one of them.
David said Amazon is doing a 10-pack for the Speed Champion F1 cars.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Isn't there more though? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There's 10.
Yeah, there's 10.
There's 20 cars. There's 10 teams, 2 cars per team.
I don't really care for this. I think it's cool that they're doing. I would much rather that truck be the same scale as the Speed Champions.
Yeah.
Same with this. It just doesn't really do it for me. It's really cool for kids. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they're doing this for the kid portion of it. But for me, it doesn't. I
mean, you could certainly scale that up though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Speed Champions, because that's probably what, 2 studs too narrow. Looking at it,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5.
And those are what, 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 or 8.
Yeah. So 2 or 3 studs wider.
wonder
I
what
guess
kind
probably that's probably make it longer too. That's definitely much smaller. But I mean, they might be cool stickers to have if you wanted to build something your own for the Speed Champion stuff, like the time and all the agnostic stuff.
I mean, they're like I said, they're doing it for both the adults and the kids.
Yeah.
Here's the CMFs, Gene.
Yeah.
They're coming out with like a pack of 12 that are just little cars with driver heads on them.
Oh, I like that.
I do too.
Which is interesting because those are going to be identical. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way outside of scanning those you're going to have any idea.
No. You could put them in bags and you wouldn't even know the idea. But what's weird is that means these are going to be printed.
Yeah.
These are going to be printed. I really like the helmets. I'm not going to lie. They'd be kind of cool to have like if they'll fit on minifig heads.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
See, the one in the back, the black one with the red visor is probably like, if I'm going to find any of them, I would find that one and use it for some like sci-fi stuff.
Yeah. I know this right here is something I'm actually excited for. Soundwave is going to be dope. I need to go get the Bumblebee. I've just been procrastinating, waiting to see it on sale somewhere. I've got Optimus. I'm not even that big of a Transformers fan.
Soundwave is a Transformer. Got it.
Soundwave is a I believe in the original comics, I think he turns into a cassette tape, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I have a bunch of the old like action figure-y
Soundwave Generation 1, he turns into a boombox.
Okay.
But if I'm not mistaken, later on, whenever they do him, where's it at?
See, I think the OG Transformers is a little before my time, unfortunately.
So the Prom Soundwave is what turns into like the SR-71 replica. So it might be something totally different. But this right here is pretty cool. This is a very random. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, it looks the size looks off.
The Harry Potter is really creepy considering the fact that Hagrid's brick built, and that's like a weird, like angled printed piece.
Yeah, like I know Hagrid's a big guy, but like Harry looks tiny compared to Hagrid.
This got released the other day. I know there's a lot of people that are really going to love this. For me, it's just, I mean, I'm sorry, that's not worth what they're asking for it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll pick it up, but it does look kind of. I mean, I saw the reveal for it, I guess, last night. I mean, it's cool. I like the idea behind it.
I like the fact that it works.
Yeah,
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, it's interesting that like this is a set by itself though, because some of the other stuff, like the Galileo like workroom, was a GWP.
It's really weird to come with Dumbledore though.
Yeah, he does look like Dumbledore.
That is literally Dumbledore. The hair, the robe, almost. I mean, it's Dumbledore. What's going on? Lucky Jester is in the house, Mr. Domini. But like I said, I don't know. This is just
yes.
Yeah. I will say though, some of like even just looking at that, especially up in the wings, that like angle action bar piece in reddish brown might be kind of nice because I think as of right now it's only in like trans clear and like one other color.
It's only but I mean that'll be cool for trees.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that is cool. The curved.
And then I brought one mock. I'm happy that this guy did this, and this is something that is hey Gene, Mr. Legion is here.
Really?
What is up, Legion?
We were just talking about you, buddy.
This is really cool. I wasn't going to do any mocks this week just because, and I stumbled upon this, and I was like, I have to do this. like the gradient color from red to the dark red to orange, and then having like vampire. I guess they found the way to do this off the new D&D KMFs.
I know,
Look at the color.
But my buddy actually sent me this. But like, look at that. That's pretty sick. That entryway is crazy.
How did they get the spacing on those plates?
They're frictioned.
Yeah. Half on the first stud and not on the all in the second.
Yeah. Once you set it like that, it'll stay as long as there's some type of tension.
So that probably dictated the other two, but
Legion said that he is a sailor now.
Nice. Congratulations.
Definitely. Proud of you, Legion.
But like they have hot dogs for the doors. Like the hinge metal parts. I love the little wands on the pillars.
Yeah.
The candle pieces shown as the pillars for the doors.
I just like the angles of the walls. Like the last picture you were on, like he's almost has like or I guess the one before that has like the hexagonal walls almost. He's got like the panel, like cheese sloped panels to build a wrap around.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
That's a cool build.
I love the flower ideas too.
Yeah, the poppies.
Like that to me it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful.
Everybody's giving Legions congrats and fair winds and all that. I'm here to say, Legion, get your butt to Winston over Christmas so we can go to dinner.
He was a lifeguard before he joined the Navy, so he shouldn't drown.
It's true.
I think he should be good.
And they got drills for that. Yeah, maneuver board. Maybe not in a submarine, but
if you drown in the submarine, everybody's going down.
Yeah, I said somebody's dying, everybody's dying.
But no, I thought this was a really cool mock. Like it's something that castle stuff that we show pretty often.
Yeah.
Even with the inverted plates up here, just to show texture.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
Yes.
But that was it. Like I said, I wasn't going to bring anything but all the Lego sets. Lego wants to keep shoving stuff down our throat. I'm glad it's at least these F1 cars. Yeah. It's about time they did a Speed Champions the right way. Instead of like, oh, you want another Lamborghini?
Another one.
What? You only have 6.
Are you going to be able to get those for Bricklink?
What?
Like, are you going to be able to do the inventory on them?
You won't know.
I won't know until it gets closer.
Oh.
I'll be sending out emails trying to get some preferential treatment, but I won't have any guarantee.
Well, then.
Yeah, trust me, I want them.
How bad?
A lot.
You going to knock some of the buildings in the back off, the modular, so you can put them behind you?
No. Those are not his to knock off.
Oh, okay. It was the cat.
It was the cat.
Yeah.
We don't have a cat.
Exactly.
Not anymore.
That's right.
Ever since she knocked off all the modulars.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can't blame it on the cat twice.
Nope.
Oh, you could. What does everybody know? I don't really have a list. I know we started to talk about it a little, I think before stream maybe. What are these Black Friday deals looking like? I know that Walmart right now has a Hogwarts set. The where the two are fighting. I forgot what the set's called. Voldemort and Harry are outside fighting. It's like more than half off, and I thought about trying to grab it. I know the Office is like $45. I don't have a want for the Office though.
I can't get this.
I know that Brick Tactical, you said they dropped a bunch of stuff today, right?
Yeah.
Who has the Office 45 off?
Walmart. It's not 45 off, it's $45. That's more than half off.
Oh wow.
Because it's 120.
Yeah.
All right. Time to do some math. What's that set number?
I have no idea.
You probably know better than us.
Let me pull
We're
it
just
up.
gonna do sets.
21336.
21336.
Well, yeah, you're gonna know it after I tell it to you. God.
I think the only set number I actually know is 75270 or 72570 or something like. I think that's the 501st battle pack from 2020.
David said that he found the Harry Potter sorting hat for 70 at Sam's Club.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Right.
See, I've got a Sam's Club, a Walmart. I've got 2 Lego stores, all within like 20 minutes of me. I really need to go out and just like have a day and go Lego hopping for Black Friday. Just not on Black Friday because I'd actually kill somebody.
I don't think I want to like. I'll probably do. I really need a laptop. From what I found, Amazon's having like the best deals of possibly letting them go. Either way, it's gonna be like $1,200 though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna hit up Brickmania for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see when the releases go up, how much they're trying to sell the Sergeant Hulka for. Because if it's reasonable, I might get one just out of sheer principle that Stripes is a fantastic movie. But
what I want to see something real quick. Do they don't have, I guess, prices or dates set up?
I don't think so. So under the new release tab, there's a bunch of stuff on there that I guess has come out either in the last week or so.
On Brickmania?
Yeah.
All the stuff that's under new releases has been out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't go on that site very often, but all the stuff they were previewing on the Instagram, I haven't seen any of on the website. So, but I didn't see times or dates or anything or prices.
I'm going to their Instagram right now.
$70. Hey, Richard, The Office is $70 on Black Friday.
Are you talking about the Cold War drill sergeant?
Yeah.
All right, I found the post. Yeah, it doesn't say prices.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a modern U.S. Marine rifleman, a modern U.S. Air Force pilot, a World War I French cavalry lancer V2, a World War I British plane called the SPAD S8, and a M202 Flash OD, which looks like some type of rocket launcher.
On Black Friday.
That's a little better than 2-to-1.
So that's
Gold, that'd be good.
none of that I would be interested in, but I will tell you that I'm probably gonna, depending on the price, I'm probably gonna pick up a couple of the brick, the perfect caliber prints, like the blind bags.
Yeah. I might start picking some of those up. They're considerably cheaper than overmolds. And
I have my whole entire Battle of the Bulge is all perfect caliber.
yeah, I mean, I do all my own custom paint job, but then again, that's super tedious.
Do you need any? Well, you're not doing anything with Germans. I was gonna say I have an overabundance of G43s.
I don't need any G43s. I would need about 100 Arasakas, 115 M1 Garens, 115 M1 carbines.
If you need Garens and carbines, I've got you.
Yeah. Well, you got full stock carbines or wire stock carbines?
Both. And
All
I
right.
have paratrooper carbines where the
that'd be
stock is folded in.
Oh, okay, the folded ones. Yeah, I'm all full stock over here. But
I have 1911s, bazookas, smoke grenades, and like the stick grenades.
yeah.
I think that's all I have for Americans.
Well, the stick grenades are German.
I'm saying I'm trying to think of what I have for both. I know I got G. I'm pretty sure I have a 19. What is it? The 19 sniper.
1903.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered a bunch, or I guess a bunch. I ordered, I think, 15 of the 03 scopeless from World War One. Because the Bougainville vignette that I was doing, I'm like looking at it, and I found a picture, like a reference picture, that I was kind of basing it off of, and most of the Marines in the picture were carrying 03s and not Garens. And so I ordered them to swap them out, and then I'm like looking at the picture again and other pictures. And then by that point in 30 or 43, like kind of Marines had the choice, so it was a little bit of both. So the BAR, 2 full stock carbines and an M1. But
This tackle box is full of German propaganda posters, ammo crates from German, and rations from German.
nice.
So there's nothing really like that interesting in there. This is the American stuff. And I literally have like the ammo boxes from Lando. There's like 40 in here. The gas cans, there's a crap ton. I have a whole bunch of the rations from Lando. I have a whole bunch of crates and ammo crates, cigarette packs, random things like that I'll be using as far as just details like cigarettes, maps, propane tanks. I have all the Brick tactical perk machines. Nice. I'm going to be placing those around. The only one I don't have is the Pack-a-Punch.
I think, I mean, I might be wrong. I think he just restocked a lot of that stuff too.
The Pack-a-Punch is the only one he didn't have when I got there at Brick Fair.
Okay. I would check his website because he may have them up again.
So here you go. I've got bars, M1s, the 1903s, the M1 full. I forgot what this is called, the MG.
Thompson?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thompson.
Yeah.
These are the wire stock carbines.
Okay.
I have a whole entire thing of trench coats.
Nice.
Flags. These are M1990.
Show me the MG again.
The 30 kills.
The Thompson?
Oh, okay.
Is that the old style of the Thompson or the new one, the smaller one?
The small one.
Okay.
Bazookas, 1911s. I even, just as a nostalgic fun thing to put in there, I've got the Thompsons with the Tommy gun.
Drum. What is even printed perfect? I don't get you to send me a picture of the perfect caliber bazooka. I want to know what's even printed on there. It's just a metal tube.
It's not. It's just a metal tube.
Okay.
It's just not shiny.
I see.
I have all the smoke grenades. I literally have like 100 M1 steel pots that are just random printed.
Nice.
Netted tanker hats. White of the helmets.
Yeah, I still think one of my favorite finds at Brick Fair was when Citizen Brick brings their like misprint bags.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, I found one of their M1 like net printed like airborne helmets. Nice. Is that all your bodies?
That's all Germans.
But I found one that they had printed the net over a medic press.
Yeah.
So it's got the white circle with the red cross and then the net printed over it, and it's not something they ever made. So I have a like actual medic airborne helmet in the same print style as the rest of the 101st that I have with the spade mark for 506.
I don't think I have I don't have any that are combined. I have netted and then I have medic, but I'm pretty sure I don't have any that are combined.
Yeah.
These are G43s, MG34s, MG42s, the grease gun.
MP40?
42?
Yeah. Do what?
You got MG42s?
Yeah.
Yep.
42s and 34s. Depending on what you want.
MG34 is such a
Do what?
1,280 rounds a minute going down range.
I have what was the weird German gun that was used at the late end of the war that has the magazine off the side of it?
FG42.
Yeah, I have 4 of those because they weren't very many. I had 20 of
Fallschirmjägergewehr, Panzerfaust.
Yeah, I got a whole stack of German trench coats and stuff.
Nice.
A bunch of like random different hats that they would have used, helmets,
keppies, and everything.
Yeah, the stick grenades.
Yep.
The Luger.
Yo, you got the C96 Mausers in there too?
No.
No Mausers.
No Mausers. I don't even think that there is a printed Mauser.
I don't even know if he still molds them, honestly.
And then this is the Americans and all the hands that I have open.
Nice.
I need to one of the next videos I plan to do. I'm gonna have to actually start building the army and showing like the variations of heads because I have like I know I need a bunch more of American heads, but I bought all the German heads I can find, and then like this order came in, so
I'm totally gonna make your build a collab and stick my airborne figures on it at Brick Fair.
Well, that'd
like
be cool.
hide them in the trees.
I'll just put a sign that says whatever is placed, I keep.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I didn't do what?
I said they won't match. Mine are CB.
I have some CB figs.
Yeah? Okay.
I have,
you have the airborne ones?
I think I have one. Most of the CB figs I have are Germans.
Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to find some more of the American ones. Nobody seems to be wanting to get rid of them though.
So I know that if I can't find the 101st from Brickmania, like I have, like there's 7 of them right here that have the
life jacket.
Yeah, I bought them for the C72. I mean the 47.
C47.
Yeah. Most of these, if all of the 101st I have, if they're not Brickmania, they're United Bricks.
Okay.
Like I have a couple like of the really detailed with the hoods.
Yeah.
And then some with the full trench coats.
Okay.
But most of the Citizen Brick figs I have are going to be German.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. So Crazy Bricks has a Black Friday sale going on right now too. I might order some more in some of the other colors because I got a couple in dark tan, I guess last year to play with, and then I got my big order of the ones in sand green, and I started using them. I've been using them for the little vignettes just to like play around with it and see what I can do.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of poses that you can do, and they make them in dark tan. They make them in white. You know, I know most of the figures nowadays have so much arm printing that like it would look kind of off. But
I plan to use. So I've got a ton of the dark gray arms that they have that I use for all the Black Falcons. I've got a bunch of the spear ones that I've already posed. You can make those, making those look like they're throwing grenades looks really well.
Yeah.
And I can use them for the German officers and stuff like that. I need to buy like some green ones for the Americans, but
are the Americans you're using olive green or are they dark tan?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay. So I know my airborne are dark tan, but
so dark tan. The only olive greens that I have are the 101st. No, these are dark tan too. So yeah, they're all dark tan. So it would be the dark tan.
There you go.
It's even easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever need all 300 pairs of arms I now have in sand green, but better to have too many than not enough.
Give me 25 of them, 25 sets.
We'll talk.
I will say that I have 30 minifigs from the other guys. I don't.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
From
I don't know.
Thou who shall not be named.
Thou shall not be named. I don't know if I'm going to use those or not. I really am trying not to, but I have to say they really look good.
Use them for all the dead troops.
Well, I have there was a good friend of mine that may or may not work for Brickmania.
Mm-hmm.
I have got 20 of the classic printed Battle of the Bulge figs that I was going to use for dead guys, just because I don't care if they're really detailed, they are going to be dead.
Sure.
The only thing is they come with yellow hands, so I have to sit down here and
flop them all out.
Yeah. I really need some American heads. And that won't be an issue.
Yeah.
I'm honestly going to I was looking at it earlier, these Battle of the Bulge German figs. I'm probably going to pop the heads off of them and put them on the Americans. Because all the German heads that I have, just as a funny, like, haha, a lot of them have blue eyes. No indication of anything, of course.
No. Definitely not leaning into any type of stereotype at all.
But there was a niche group of people that they did like. I don't know what so all these are Germans. So to be honest, the American head almost looks identical anyway.
Yeah.
He looks dirty and the Germans look cold.
Fair. That sounds about right.
So this must be what I was talking about. I guess these are olive. I don't even know what color these are. I have some darker World War II guys in American. They're the World War II infantry riflemen that they came out with.
Okay.
I don't know. I've got a bunch. I really wish that these, just for my sake, these figs that I've bought didn't come with perfect caliber weapons.
Yeah.
Or weapons at all. I hate to say. But who knows?
Tis what it is.
It is what it is. I know another thing that I got. I've still got a Brickmania order coming. It's the Greyhound.
Yeah.
And I'm wanting to say that I have figs coming with that too.
The M8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a story that Legion was telling me about. So I added it in there where what is it called? The Greyhound shot and killed a Tiger II. I didn't believe it until I read the story, but apparently it happened.
Yeah.
I have to believe it, right?
I mean, yeah, you believe everything you see on the internet.
Well, I read this out of a book, so.
Oh, okay, then yeah, it's for sure.
I've seen it in the old internet.
For sure real, yeah.
Yeah, with the Greyhound, I have 5 World War II U.S. Rifleman version 3 coming.
Okay.
The OG internet.
Yeah, the OG internet. Plus another perfect caliber AT4. Jeff said that I should go to the German Brickfest.
They may not be as welcoming of your military builds there.
I don't know. It depends on which ones are falling.
I mean, true. But then again, European culture for LEGO events is a pretty cut and dry place to be, apparently.
They have 147 more of the Battle of the Bulge Panzer Grenadiers.
Yeah. You gonna buy 147 more of them?
I need 101st before I do anything.
And how much are those? 40?
Kraus cash.
The 101st? I don't know. They've not been up for sale yet.
No, the German guys.
The Germans are 45.
45.
Matter.
Yikes.
money to PayPal.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll stick with my less detailed Lego figs. That means I've got like 8 figs for every one of those. That's crazy.
Never mind.
Just out of curiosity.
How much is that if you add 148 of them to your cart?
Let me take this out of my cart because I actually already have it. $5,316
For 100 of them?
for 147 of them is $6,615.
My goodness.
No, it's more than that. Sorry, I'm reading that completely wrong. Hold on. $7,088.
That's a good.
For 147 of them.
Yeah, and a $2 sticker for the 25 years and still building.
Nice.
Hey, Gene,
Yeah.
can I have $7,088?
Well, I could have done that, but I just made a big purchase on the Walmart Black Friday deals.
Oh, did you buy me my Hogwarts set?
No.
God.
The way we evaluate it, it's a return on the dollar. And so we ordered some really bizarre stuff, but it's got good high returns.
It even has a better return because you get to see the smile that's on my face when you give it to me for free.
It's true.
Damn it. You should have said that like 4 minutes ago. I literally had it on the other screen up here doing.
But the one thing I do need to do before I get carried away, I'm not even going to lie, I need to set out minifigs to find out what I need before because I think I wanted to do around 100 of each. I figured like them sprinkled on about that would be enough.
What's the total footprint of the build again?
6 32 by 32s wide.
Yeah.
And it'll be it'll end up being like 15 feet long.
So 6 deep?
Yeah.
Okay. By each one of those, so by like 10 or 12?
It'll be more than that because
I guess they're 10 inches, right? So
11 of them filled up the ping pong table, and it'll be another 4 plus that.
So 6 by 15?
Yeah, is what I'm thinking.
Nice. Well, you should when Brick Fair registration opens, get that registered. So I don't have to deal with
when it comes to actually built like Bastogne is going to be the difficult portion. When it comes to the actual snow, it's going to be pretty easy because it's literally just making a terrain, adding trees and trenches and areas. It'll be no building. I'm going to build a building on the German side. I really want a rundown building with maybe like a hole in the roof with a guy just like hanging an MG42 out the window. There's a movie. God, what was it? I don't think it was Inglourious Bastards. There is a World War II movie that just it doesn't take place at Battle of the Bulge at all. It might actually be Band of Brothers, but it just shows they're like a 3 German crew, and they just hang an MG42 out the window and just let it eat.
I don't even know. It's not Narvik, is it?
Is it on Band of Brothers where they were where the tiger was hid behind the building with the foliage over it, where they threw the net over it?
The part in that scene when they're on the roof, like chilling on this chimney, and they've just got it put up between 2 sandbags, just letting it rip.
I think Sam might be right. It might be in Fury. There is a World War II movie where there's like a crew of 3 Germans, and he just hangs an MG42 out the window and just pull it till it stops, baby.
As somebody that shot an MG42 several times, you don't want to do that. It'll cook a barrel.
Well, in war, did it really matter?
Yeah, actually, they carried spare barrels.
Well, I know that, but it didn't. If you were going to mow something down, you weren't worried about melting a barrel.
I mean,
I will say, like, one of the coolest things, I think, like random war movie scenes is on Fury when the round bounces off of the Tiger II. The ricochet sound where it's just like,
yeah, it's so nice. I will say, I think on the tangent of military movies, I think the worst military movie in recent times was Napoleon.
I didn't see it. So oddly enough, we were talking about this at work tonight, and my buddy Googled the top military movies, and I have not even seen what came up as number one.
What was it?
Apocalypse Now.
I've seen.
Oh my gosh!
I've never seen it.
It's good, but I wouldn't put it that high.
I wouldn't either. Inglourious Bastards was like 7. There was the top 25. Inglourious Bastards was 17. Fury was like 12.
The fact that Inglourious Bastards is even on the list is crazy.
Well, you got to think of what it's going up against.
Oh, see, Sam's trying to start stuff now. I liked Midway 2019. I know why people think it was bad, and I agree, but I liked it as a movie. Napoleon was just actually garbage.
I didn't like Midway as much.
2019 was the second version of it, right?
Yeah.
When was the first one?
Ooh, 80s, 90s?
Yeah, that was better. That was better.
But no, I mean I know it's inaccurate, Sam. I understand. I like that it's capturing that aspect because that's.
So, are you ready for this? This is the according to IMDb, this is the top 25.
Oh boy!
Starting with the worst. I'm going to do this backwards. All right.
Okay.
Starting with the number 25, The Hurt Locker.
Okay, I've seen that one.
Hacksaw Ridge, bullshit. That needs to be higher.
That's 24.
Yeah.
Bro.
The Thin Red Line.
That movie sucks.
Never even seen it.
I haven't seen that one.
The Longest Day.
Okay.
Sergeant York. Never seen. It came out in 1941.
Nope. Haven't heard of that one.
Stalag 17, 1953. Never seen it.
Nope.
From Here to Eternity, 1953. Never seen it.
Nope.
That's good.
The Dirty Dozen. I've
seen that one.
That's at number 18. That's whatever.
All right.
Inglourious Bastards is 17. I feel like that should be higher, even though you know it. I think it should be higher. The Deer Hunter.
Haven't seen that one.
1978 with Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
All Quiet on the Western Front, but the one that came out in 1930.
Okay. I haven't seen the original. I've only seen the new one.
The new one I didn't like.
The new one, I didn't know immediately what it was based off of. It was very I mean, obviously it was pretty hyper realistic, but it was extremely grim for what it was.
I didn't like the fact that they kept playing that same song like over and over and over.
Yeah.
Letters from Iwo Jima.
That's a good one.
The Pianist.
Okay.
The Great Escape.
Okay.
Braveheart, which you want to count that as a war movie.
Okay.
Paths of Glory, never seen. That's a 1957.
Nope.
Das Boot, never seen. It's about a German U-boat. It's in 1981. Platoon, very good movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Patton, once again, very good movie,
right.
But it's not like okay. Full Metal Jacket is number 6, which I do not agree with because it is a war movie, but it's not a war movie at the same time. That's kind of like saying Forrest Gump should be on here.
Fact. Yeah, or Stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Saving Private Ryan, which I think should definitely be higher.
Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia, I've never even seen.
Nope. Never seen that.
I have, but I wouldn't put it in that group.
The Bridge of River Kwai.
River Kwai.
That's a good one, but I would not put that above Saving Private Ryan.
And
I like it better.
Number 2, do not agree with Schindler's List. That is not a war movie in my opinion. It is, but it isn't. And then Apocalypse Now.
That's crazy. See, there's so many missing from that though. You're missing
Fury?
Gettysburg. You're
Fury?
missing Waterloo. You're missing
I think 1912 should be on there.
1917
or 1917. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, like there's some that I would even like. Wind Talkers wasn't terrible. It was like way over Hollywoodified, but yeah, Greyhound. That's another one. Sam just put in the chat. That was a good one. The only thing
Sam also said there are so many inaccuracies in that movie, so you're about to get spammed on Instagram about all.
Yeah, I'm sure. But no, I did like Midway. I don't know. I liked that it was kind of peering into that aspect of the war. But now Napoleon was trash. But I don't know, man. There's so many. Like even A Bridge Too Far is not even on there.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Bridge Too Far.
Dunkirk's not on there?
No.
Yeah, this list is BS.
I'll tell you right now that like my top 10 looks nothing like y'all's top 10.
Yeah.
At all. I will tell you that like I've never seen Apocalypse Now, but I did watch the trailer. I could see that being a good movie. Saving Private Ryan is definitely in my top 10. Fury is definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
Inglourious Bastards is in my top 10 just because I think that movie is, once again, that movie, that's one of those, it's about war, but it's not about war type thing.
Sure.
Like that's more or less like a, I don't even know what you would call.
Like a satire?
Yeah, I guess. Like it's place, but it's not really about.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny.
Oh, it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
But
Sam
like,
said, yeah, Tora is not on there either. Neither is the original Pearl Harbor.
I was about to say, if you're going to include Pearl Harbor, should definitely be on there. But if you're going to include Full Metal Jacket, you have to throw like Forrest Gump on there.
Yeah.
Like
or Stripes. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, Glory's not even on there. Have you seen Glory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Civil War with Denzel and
really good.
That's a good one. I'm trying to think of what other.
American Sniper is an extremely good war movie to not be on there.
Yeah, that's true. Lone Survivor, if we're going that route too.
Chef said Wind Talkers.
Wind Talkers is good.
Yeah, Wind Talkers, I like Wind Talkers, but the whole opening act of that scene or that movie is like so over glorified for no reason. But I do like that it's a movie talking about the concept of the Navajo Code Talkers because that's virtually non-existent anywhere else.
If they're gonna add war movies, you kind of like, it may not be on the serious side, but Tropic Thunder, I mean, come on.
I'd put that on the same with like Apocalypse Now and Forrest Gump, but yeah, I mean Gettysburg not being on there, Waterloo is probably in my top 10, for sure. But
I typed in the top war history movies just to see, and the list totally changes. Like Hacksaw Fury's on there, Flags of Our Fathers, We Were Soldiers, Greyhound, Downfall, which Downfall is one of those, it's just about Hitler.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't think about Downfall. See, I'm thinking
Black Hawk Down.
Monuments Men.
Oh, Black Hawk Down's awesome.
Monuments Men was a really good movie.
I love that movie.
The Longest Day.
Yeah.
See, they need to reevaluate their list.
Yeah, IMDb can suck it. That is nowhere near the top 25. Like I'm just like rattling off. I mean, what was
I mean, it's old like Civil War, but Gods and Generals was really good.
Yeah.
To be honest, most of the IMDb people are probably voting from Europe now.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say one of my favorite like war related movies, and like a movie that I watch time and time again and still brings me to tears every time is The Last Full Measure.
You know, another good, two other good ones that I just thought about that weren't on there. Now it's modern, but what's the one where the guy steps on the mine and he's in the middle of the desert?
The Wall.
Is that it?
Where he's like trapped behind the wall or like on a landmine, gets left behind, and then he's like alone for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I think it's called The Wall.
Really good one. And another one that I cannot believe that's not on that list it might not be 100% accurate or whatever you want to call it, but I really like Red Tails.
So that's not on that.
I haven't seen that one.
One that's not on that list that I like for personal reasons is Hanoi Hilton.
That's a good one.
So the Hanoi Hilton was actually kind of a paraphrase of the story of a real good family friend who was the highest ranking, longest held POW in Vietnam.
Well, they made the other
2 years ago.
That one film that just came out isn't on there either. The one about the two soldiers that get trapped by the Japanese. What was it, Endurance?
I don't even know if I know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
Red Tails is about the Tuskegee Airmen.
Tuskegee Airmen, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, you got what's the other aerial one? Devotion, the Korean War one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That one was decent.
So all I can say is thank you. Now I know what we're watching all weekend down in the Lego store while we're working.
Unbroken is what I'm talking about.
Oh, the Olympians.
Yeah, that's a crazy movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen the new movie that's coming on Netflix about the waves in World War II?
About the waves?
No, but I've heard about it. Yeah, the waves. It's the female Navy members.
Interesting.
They didn't have females in the Navy directly.
Blaziken said Top Gun.
Yeah.
I mean, Top Gun's just as much of a war movie as Full Metal Jacket is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I want to see what they consider war movie.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Now I'm like trying to pick my brain and think of all the like war movies.
I don't know, but I'm really surprised. And like I said, a lot of those movies are like World War II and World War I. But like, I don't care what anybody says. American Sniper is a very good damn movie.
That is a very good movie. What's the
Chris Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are we including The Patriot on this list?
Anything with Mel Gibson should not count.
I mean, he directed Hacksaw.
I mean, there's more war in Goodfellas than there is some of these movies.
That is, yeah. I mean, really. What's the what is it called?
Black Hawk Down is still like that one surprised me.
Yeah.
It wasn't on there.
That one should be on there for sure.
Did you ever I don't know if me and you talked about it before. Did you finish Masters of Air?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I liked it. I liked the I mean, the fact that like towards the end, like the latter half of the series was more so about like the POW experience of the war. And then like the whole like liberation scene at the end was like just
dude, that scene where they're sitting there and that guy's like they're talking and he's like, wait a minute, shut up. Do you hear that? And that guy's like, it's a fucking Mustang. And then all of a sudden you just see him like
and he just like starts scraping the guard towers. Yeah.
He start like pulling down the German flag and raising the American. I'm like, dude, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That whole I will tell you when they first I was for a second, I was like, there's no way they could kill him.
Yeah.
I waited like for like 3 episodes because I was watching it as it was released. So I was watching it like week by week. Yeah. And I was like, all right, he has to come back.
Oh, you talking when Bucky went down and didn't come back? Yeah, I was like, all right, so he's definitely not dead. And then, like,
but
when Egan walks in the camp and he's like, hey, Egan, he turned around and we're like, oh yeah, okay, there he is.
But like, because he was gone for like 2 or 3 episodes, and I was just like, there's no way they killed him. There's no way.
Well, and a lot of it too. So one of my coworkers was watching it, and I came in one day and we were talking about it. And she was like, yeah, you know, when when Buck's plane went down, we Googled when he died, like in real life, and like saw that he died in like 78 or whatever it was. Like, so we know he's not gonna die in the episode. I was like, that's cheating. You're not allowed to do that.
That whole I guess it was like the third real big air scene where they were coming in above Germany from the European airfield, and they were getting tore apart by all of the Messerschmitts.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the videography in that, whether it was CGI or not, was like the way those bullets were shredding the steel on the planes.
Dude, that was rough to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Like that's, I don't know, that to me is like really, really cool stuff. They that to me, so the Pacific, I think it. So I've watched the Pacific, Band of Brothers, and the Masters of Air, all being like the military series. Yeah, I still think Band of Brothers is better, but I will put Masters of Air above Pacific.
See, that's a hot take for me. I'm Band of Brothers, Pacific, and then Masters of Air.
No way. Yeah. There is not a single character in Pacific that I could like show any like emotional connection to, like I did like when Bucky went down.
I mean, that is fair. I will give you that. I think the like manifestation of kind of the brutality of the Pacific War leads you to these like super hardened guys. But I've read Bergen, Sledge, and Lecky's books in research and stuff for the builds, and I had read Sledge's book before I saw it for the first time, and that kind of gave me a different perspective. And then I watched the other two.
You can't base it off of a book though. You got to base it off of the show, and there's no way that it is anywhere like. Even from when Homeboy the Navigator got cut.
Yeah, Crosby.
He got cut, and then like they brought him back. Like there is a connection with almost every single one of those characters.
Yeah. I suppose. I don't know. I'm still all about the Pacific. I watch the Pacific like 3 times a year, if not more.
I've seen it once, and I'll have to say I will more than likely watch it again.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it like maybe I'm leaning that way too, just because of like everything that was in Pacific was like infantry warfare versus Band of Brothers had both like infantry. Well, I had all three. I mean, it had air in it too. Yeah. It was like air, ground, and infantry. And just Masters was just air.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how I would. I don't think I'll still stick with mine. Lego. Yeah. Sam says they need to do a series on a naval vessel.
Go send a letter to Spielberg and Hanks. I'm sure they'll do it.
So changing subjects drastically, what's everybody got going on next week or this week after tomorrow? We all know we're going to overindulge on food tomorrow.
I am actually not overindulging food.
Yeah, Tori says overspend on Black Friday.
I'm not gonna lie. I have no intentions of buying. I have a Bricklink order that I have to buy that I just placed. I'm gonna wait. His shop is closed, but not closed. I'll wait for it to go through. Other than that, I probably am only gonna buy from Brickmania.
Yeah. I'm not doing much. I'm supposed to be starting a new job soon, but probably going to chill on Black Friday. The only thing I need to get is my season pass for snowboarding this year.
I don't think I need anything. And
where do you snowboard?
Where do I snowboard?
Yeah.
Mostly like Southern PA, just for like local stuff. Usually once a year, some friends or some family and I will get a cabin up in Northern PA. But I haven't done any like super traveling for it yet. I want to go out to like Colorado, Utah one of these years and get some good time in. But
cool.
I don't think technically I have anything planned either. I know Sunday, Saturday is pay-per-view wrestling. I'll probably be watching that. I'm not gonna lie. And then Sunday, I will more than likely be down here building as much as possible.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna. Well, I mean, I'll be on stream Friday and Saturday, so I'm gonna try to be getting some work done on Hacksaw for sure. I'm trying to post the reel, I guess, Monday.
When do y'all technically start Friday?
Starts Friday noon Eastern time.
So I'm gonna try to the problem is if I'm at work, I'm logged into a work YouTube, so it just shows up as my name. Yeah. So I don't ever comment because I don't feel like people are gonna know who I am.
That's fair. I mean, I'll know who you are.
Yeah. I'm gonna try my hardest to watch as much as I can. I know Friday we're supposed to be a lot slower than we were the past 2 days. Last 2 days we've been slammed.
Yeah. I don't know when I'll be on yet. I know because I got to work till like early evening Friday. So I'll probably hop on when I get home and be on till probably midnight. And then I'll hop back on a little bit on Saturday.
I told since nobody really knows about it yet, that I've not announced it. Shy's going to be on here the 18th of December, I believe.
Okay.
I think that's the date you gave me.
Yeah, the 18th. Brick Babe will be on here the 4th, which is next week.
Yep.
The 11th is open. Technically, the 25th is Christmas. I don't know. I highly doubt we're going to have a stream just because. Yeah. I know that I will 100% be able to, but I know I'm not going to. Gene won't be able to. He's got family. I think Drew's doing his thing.
Well, by then, we're hoping we got more family.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do something special and do that Saturday night. Maybe I'll get with Drew.
There you go.
See what's going on. I know Gene has a lot of possibility in the rest of the next month of him being in the hospital quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to go in, drop the baby, and go home the next day.
Yeah, I think the 11th is my December lug meeting, so I'm probably out that night. But
just remember, Gene, you have 30 days before I get to name that baby.
Yeah, I'll let you know how that works out.
I told Trevor got Alana pregnant. Gene's got a grandkid on the way. I was like, look, go ahead and call it out there. If the baby lands on my birthday, I'm naming that baby.
That's fair.
But it has been fun. It is that time. Everybody has got things to do. Gene's
absolutely. And everybody have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yeah, everybody eat enough to make yourself sick. If you don't throw up, you didn't do it right.
Solid advice.
I'm like the one person I don't eat normal Thanksgiving food, so I am not eating turkey. I'm not eating ham tomorrow. I'll be having fried chicken sandwiches.
There you go. That's close enough.
But it has been fun, everybody. Everybody take it easy. I'll be hoping to hear from everyone. I know Sam will, be on the Instagram. Message me throughout the week if y'all want. Everybody go follow Caden. If you don't, you're kind of weird. You should already be following. And then everybody go place like a good I need it like a $20 order placed with Gene, but I need it to be like 1,000 different lots.
Yeah, so you can get your $7,000 worth of Germans.
Yeah, order one of every cheap part that he has. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace out.